All right, last one for the day, because there's so many small little categories we have to break this down into. And then I'm going to go play football in a nice green field while my dog runs around on the perimeter and plays with cattle, because we live in the country. Anyhow, now let's just go to, I didn't work on my bike and all of a sudden it doesn't start. And that could even get broken down into a few more categories. Unfortunately, these are some of the things that have gone wrong with 17s and 18s, most notably. And if that happens, it is possible that your ECU went out. And more than one person has gone, not been mad at me, but they've gotten all the different things that we have to offer here at the KTM and Husky, and they go, God, my bike was running spectacular, and I'm way out there, and all of a sudden, it won't start. It turns over, won't start, had to get towed back. Any idea what it is? I don't think it would be anything that we did. Guess what it was? The ECU, up and failed. Another time, same thing. ECU, up and failed. And that was, my bike was running extremely erratic. I was playing with the TPS, a few little things. It was kind of funny. Playing with TPS, your TPS meter smoked my electronics. Well, I saw some smoke coming out, couldn't find out. It was cold out, his jacket was hanging over the bike and was burning on the exhaust pipe, and there was the smoke. But after that, still he had some, a lot of various running issues and so forth. Took it back, and it was a bad ECU. So, more than once, that's happened. So keep that in mind. Another thing would be the injectors. If the injector goes out or just clogs up for some reason, if the fuel filter just gets kind of clogged or whatever, fuel pump's getting kind of weak, the bike's going to start, but it's going to run erratic. If the fuel injector is slightly clogged, it'll start for a second and then it'll probably die. But if the fuel injector either goes out or completely clogs, varnishes up, or what have you, or for some reason power wasn't going to the injector, then all of a sudden the bike would turn over and not start. And kind of an easy way to figure that out is, if everything else is working and you turn the bike on and you're trying to turn it over, the fuel pump's working, it always puts out right about 50 psi, whether you're turning the bike over or whether it's running wide open. The pressure to the injector remains the same, which is 50 psi plus or minus 2-3 psi either way. So if all that pressure is going into the injector and it's not opening to let it into the motor, one, the motor won't fire, but two, if you pop this quick disconnect, every time you pop this, there's a little pressure there, little fuel comes out, right? But if fuel really kind of blows, and watch your eyes just in case it does, if it really blows, that's a sure sign that you have an injector issue, because the injector's not open and letting the fuel into the motor. So at that point, you can take it apart and try to clean the injector or replace the injector, but at least you know that that's what the issue is. And the weirdest story there is, bought a brand new bike for somebody, brand new, but it sat at the dealer for 6 months. They started it when they got it, everything worked fine. We got it 6 months later, and the varnish from the gas had clogged up the injector. Bike absolutely positively would not start. We screwed up because we picked them up from the dealers, kind of disassembled, and we're going to rip them apart anyhow. But never checked to see if the bike would start. So it ended up being a bad injector. But it was a dead giveaway, because every time you would pop this, and it wouldn't even try to fire, mind you, but every time you would pop this quick disconnect, fuel would just blow all over the place. So there it was. Luckily they warranted that injector, so it's a new one, and everything was fine. But those are some things to watch out on that side of it. Now our next thing is the bike starts and dies. We'll go start and die, and then we'll go really weird ass erratic running kind of things, and then we should have it covered. So, okay, I'm off to play football, and we will see you tomorrow.